Hi, Tori. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. Don't ever be afraid to reach out and ask for a few words from your brother. Don't, none of you, none of your family. Um, I've had the same thing happen to me in my life, so I understand what it's like to have somebody pass that way. So do not be afraid to reach out. And I was going to do this yesterday for your birthday, and just things got in the way, and I've been so busy and so full, and I have so many to do. And anyway, I am blessed. I am blessed to be this busy, to have this much work. I am totally grateful. So your brother's already been here, and he he first he showed himself kneeling down by his own tombstone, and he's kneeling and he has his hands like this in prayer, and he's looking up and he says that he feels all the love and all the prayers that you guys are sending up to him when you come to visit him at the tombstone. But you don't have to go at the tombstone for him to hear it or feel it, but he's expressing that he especially feels the people that have been there. And he says, I can be anywhere I want to. Then but he also said, always be grateful. Always be grateful, and always feel that love that you feel towards me, that you express towards me now. Feel it towards mom. Feel it towards dad. Feel it towards everybody. He wants you to feel that feeling towards every single person, not just him. And then he had showed me a picture of himself holding a pup. And I'd already seen pictures of this pup, and it's his dad's dog that passed away. And he said, thank you for the present. I have him. And we'll see where he's going to go next. And a lot of this, hopefully there'll be something you can validate that I don't know about, because a lot of this, I've got all you guys on my Facebook, so I don't want to just, I've asked him, good gosh, I'm stuttering. I've asked him to at least give me one thing that I haven't seen on Facebook from all of you. But he does show your daughter, and he's taking his fingers and he's doing this in her hair, curling her hair, curling it around his finger in a very loving way. And he says, the apple of my eye, spitting image, and he says, I don't mean physically. Look out, she's gonna be ornery if he has anything to do with it. He's showing me that he bends down and he kisses her on the cheek. She's sitting there just playing with something, and he just kisses her on the cheek, and she feels it, she knows it, and she's not even she doesn't even look up at him, even though she feels that, because she's used to seeing him. She's used to knowing he's there. So kids almost always know and see until we tell them, no, you can't see that, your imaginary friend is not real. Then we end up blocking it when we get a little older, because we're told that's not possible. She's going to see him. She knows he's there. So if you watch her eyes, and it's like they watch a fly, going around the room, and dogs will do it too. Animals will do it. And she'll be staring at something that you can't see, More than likely it's him or one of your other family members. He's holding up an apple. I don't know why. He's holding up an apple. And he did say she was the apple of his eye, but he's holding up an apple. I'm waiting for him to show me something else. I was waiting to see if he's going to switch from what he was doing. He's holding up a gun, but he's saying that he wants everybody to go back out and start hunting again. He wants everybody to go out and start hunting. He wants that big deer. He wants everybody to feel that sense of pride when they get that big buck again. He came back behind me, and I was waiting to see what he's going to say. Tell my sister she's a scatterbrain, but I love her. She's a skittle or something like that. Skittle or scattle or... First he said scatterbrain, but then he said skittle. And he laughed. And he's pointing at you. He's pointing at you. He says, you got your shit together. You got your shit together. It's down that road, and he's showing me a road, and he's showing me going out. The road is straight. You went out like this, and he says you're going to step that way again a time or two. Maybe not the same thing. He's not saying exactly the same thing, but you'll get off that path a little bit, but you're going to get right back on it because he's going to shove you. He's going to make sure you get back on it. He's moving back behind me. Seems like lately they have longer periods of silence while they're kind of thinking like what they want to say next. He says sometimes we get sad. Don't let it consume you. Don't let it consume you like it did me. Don't forget that you can still pick your chin up even if you fall down. And he goes like this. Don't forget you can still pick your chin up. You can always pick your chin up again. And he still says he loves you, and he's still calling you scatterbrain skittle. But he's saying it in a brotherly, teasing way. No, he's not criticizing you. He says, tell her I will thunk her. I will thunk her if she gets out of line. And you'll possibly feel something like that. It won't feel as hard as me thunking myself, but you'll possibly feel something. Rolling over in the clover. Something about rolling over in the clover. If I heard that right. Rolling over in the clover, do it again. I don't know what that means, but I'm going to throw it out there because he said it. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Score. And you're going to have to be more clear, man. I know what you're talking about. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Score. So hopefully he's throwing things out that you're going to understand. I don't. Now he just flopped on a bed, rolled over, put his arms behind his head, kicked back, comfy as hell, reading a book or magazine. My head hurts. And what he's doing, my head hurts on my left side. He says, I'm fine. I'm comfy. I'm relaxed. His energy is really relaxed. Really low is not the word I want to use. It's really, if they're all fired up, they're high, they're up here. He's mellow, low, even keeled. He says, and I've got my shit together. I'm sorry. He says, you're going to make the changes that I couldn't do. And I'm going to help you. You're going to beat what I couldn't beat. He says, I'm just too comfy now. He shows me your daughter. She's playing with her shoe. She pulls it off and puts it in her mouth. All babies do that. And it's going to disappear because he's going to hide it. I don't know how to describe a baby shoe any different than any other baby shoe. It looks really light colored, probably white, cloth, hard denim cloth or whatever it is. Shoestrings, hard plastic sole, but it's going to disappear, at least for a while. And it's not because the baby throws it. He's going to hide it. Okay, now he's in your kitchen. He's in your kitchen and there's a metal spoon. Let me see where it's at. First it looked like it was on the table, then it looked like the kitchen counter. On the table. On a wooden table. And he's taking his finger and he's spinning it around. And he's spinning it around and he's spinning it around and around and around and around and around. So, go to that wooden table, take a spoon, and spin it around and see what that sound is. And he didn't do it very fast at first, and then he kind of did it kind of fast. So do that, hear that sound. You're going to hear that sound. Usually doesn't happen when you're in the same room. You're usually like just out of the room when people hear these noises like this. So know what that sound is. You're going to hear it. And when you do, laugh at him. Tell him thank you. I know you're here now. I love you. Please bring me more. And he will. Once you realize what it is that he's there, it kind of helps them go, okay, now I can do more. He's mentioning cherries, and he's actually showing me cherries, so it's not somebody's name, I don't think. Actual cherries that you eat. He's just giving me odds and ends, but I let them I let them handle it however they want to. Unless something gets out of line, it's their ball game. They never waste a message. He came around behind me and he actually wanted to sit on my shoulders, get up and sit on my shoulders. So I don't know if he used to do this to you, or when he was little he did it a lot with somebody else. But he actually wanted to climb up and sit on my shoulders with his legs hanging down here. He says, I can do anything I want to now. My head's still hurting, but it's moving a little bit. And I don't think it's my pain. I think it's his. But he does not have that pain now. They do not have pain. They're not angry. They don't hate. They don't really resent. The only thing, yeah, I know. The only thing, yeah, he's saying the only thing he really resents is the pain he inflicted on the people that he loves. And then my Bob shows up with him and puts his arm around him. My Bob passed the same way. And my Bob steps in a lot to help with people like this. Not that he really needs any help. He's got plenty of help over there, but my Bob, he understands, and he knows I understand. Bob says, he looks at Gerald and he goes, we were dumbasses. He's got his arm around Gerald's shoulder and he goes, we were dumbasses. He says, but we'll figure it out from here. So this is what he's telling Gerald. Now it's our turn to help them from where we're at. And he says, and I'm going to show you a few tricks. Oh, God, I don't know if that's a good thing. Bob's a wonderful person. Great person to be helping him. There's a much older female walking up behind him. A grandmother type figure. I'm going to ask her to stay back behind him. And I don't think she was going to come forward anyway because this is his time. He says, tell mom I give her, and he's showing hands. How's he showing hands? Do it again. Do it again, Gerald. This way. I guess it really doesn't matter which hand's over, but I like to do it the way he shows me. And he kisses the back of her hands. So she's going to feel it. Tell her to pay attention. If she feels something, she kind of goes, the heck was that? He's kissing the back of her hands. He's doing something different. He also tries to brush her hair back, like off of her neck, off of her ears. He's working on it. To me, my boys in the Corps, my comrades. Even the highfalutin ones. And he goes, I salute you. He says, Tor. He didn't say Tori. He said, Tor. Keep up the good work. Oh, he's going to make me cry. He says, I am so stinking proud of you. He says, and if you don't, I'm going to kick you in the ass. And he makes the kicking motion. Do it for me. Do it for the baby. Do it for Mom and Dad. And he's hanging his head. And he says, and I should have. So he says, okay, Rhonda, you said short and sweet, so I'm going to leave. So he's moving his energy back, waving, blowing you kisses. He says, okay, I'm going to say what he said. Fuck that. I'm not blowing you kisses, sis. I'd be more likely to tweak your ear than I would to blow you a kiss. Then you would know it was me. And you might feel something feels like somebody tweaking your ear. So listen for that sound. He's walking away. Now he has his uniform on. He's carrying an American flag as he's walking away with his hat on. He's very proud of what he was, what he did, of being in the service. It meant a lot to him. He says, and I salute you too, sis. I'll be back. I'll be around. And he says, Rhonda's a good old egg. Don't be afraid to call on her. He's getting more comfortable with me. I know he hasn't been comfortable enough to tell me why. And I feel like he's softened on that a little bit, but he still didn't come out with it. And I did not ask because I feel like he will come through with it when he's ready, if he ever is ready. Maybe somebody else can get it out of him, but I'm just not going to push him. I've asked him before, and I'm not going to push him. I'm just grateful that he comes and speaks to me. And my Bob's got his back, and that's a really, really good thing. It is. He's safe. He's in a good place if he's close to my Bob. Much love to you. Happy late birthday. Give everybody a hug for me. See you later. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, and oracle card advisor. Have an awesome day.